Blogs are a very popular type of content that can be used to enrich any site. And PLUJO, of course, has a blog module which allows you to manage that content. You can, of course, programmatically determine how you're going to show that blog content on your site. In this case, there's a featured blog article that's here. And to look at the other blogs on the site, they've elected to have a full listing blog page. On this page, they have a title and a summary of the blog. And if you were to click on the Read More, you would then be able to drill down into the full content of that particular blog entry. Under the Content tab within PLUJO, you can manage your blogs using the blog module. And this module, of course, begins with a listing of all of your current blogs. A few interesting things that you can do in this module. You can view existing comments for a particular blog with the ability to change the status of that comment, whether you would like to make that comment active or inactive. You can delete a comment, and you can also go in and edit a comment as well. You can also add your own comment if you wish. And within the list view, you also have the ability to make a particular blog entry featured or not. The featured option allows you to highlight specific blogs so that you can then feature them on your site. In this particular case, just one blog entry was featured, and it then appears on the site here. You can also determine whether you'd like to have a particular blog active or inactive on your site using the status icon. And the social icon allows you to post that particular blog entry directly to Facebook or to Twitter, with links, of course, coming back to your website. The stats icon allows you to look at the statistics for a particular entry. You can see the unique views, page views, as well as traffic coming from search engines, social traffic, and referring traffic as well. And you can, of course, delete a blog entry if you wish. If you'd like to edit an existing blog entry, you can just click on the edit icon. And the information for a blog is contained in 4 different tabs of information: Content, Settings, Image, and Optimization. For the Content tab, you'll provide a title, as well as the full content for that particular entry, and some summary information. This summary, of course, is used in the blog listing. Which you can see here, and then the full description is, of course, when you click on the Read More. In the Settings tab, you can determine the date that the blog is posted. By default, it's always going to be the date that you have created the blog. And you can also create categories for this particular blog and select which categories you want this entry to be under. The author is controlled by the author module, which we will look at in another video, and you can choose the author for this entry here. Tags refer to keywords which will be used when searching the site, and you'll be able to locate particular blog entries based on these keywords or based on these tags. You can also determine whether a blog entry is featured or not by choosing featured or not featured, as well as whether it's active or inactive, so whether it appears on the site or doesn't appear on the site. And the URL name refers to the web address for this particular blog entry. So if we go back to the site and we have the Winter Blah entry here, you'll see that the URL name, which was marked as Winter Blahs, is here in the address. And again, you'll always want to make sure that this is very keyword rich. This is what the search engines will be looking at, and will determine the relevancy of the page based on the words that it sees here. Under the Image tab, you can upload an image for your blog. And under Optimization, you can provide some additional information for the search engine, such as a title tag, keywords, and a description for this particular entry. To create a brand new blog entry, you would click on the New Blog tab. And you'll see the same tabs here as well: Content, Settings, Image, and Optimization. And as I showed you just a few moments ago, you would fill in this information, and then you would save your new entry. There are some additional settings for the blog module. And under the Settings tab, you can determine whether people can make comments to these particular blog entries. If you set it as inactive, people would not be able to write any comments for a blog entry. And you can also limit the number of characters in which they can respond. The administrative email drop-down here refers to who should receive a notification if there is a comment that's made to a particular blog entry. And when someone does make a comment, you can also send them a thank you email, and you would provide the text for that thank you email here. Within the blog module, you're also able to create categories. In this particular case, there's only one category that the blog entries can fall into. You can, of course, create a new category at any time by clicking on the New Category tab. And you just need to provide a name. You can also determine at this point whether that category will be active or not, and if you do have multiple categories, the priority of those categories. In summary, PLUJO allows you to manage blog content that's on your site. You can add, edit, and delete blog entries, as well as feature specific entries on different pages, post them directly to Facebook and to Twitter, and look at the specific stats for any particular blog entry.